Hello everyone, Superior Stacker here. Guys, today we're going to be talking about regrets while stacking and collecting. Well, we all have regrets in life, and especially in stacking, we can all relate to one thing or two. Well, guys, before we get to it, I would like to ask to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. This really helps out my channel and helps it reach new audience and people that are interested in precious metals and stacking. So if you could please hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. And thank you. Well, let's get to it, guys. Um, I've been collecting for a good while. I've experienced a lot of awesome, experiences, but also a few regrets in the journey. Um, some of those regrets, I guess you all guys can relate to it, is, trying to focus on that coin. There we go. Is, we wish we'd have bought more silver and more gold. So that's something that I think all stackers can relate to, guys, is that we've all wanted to add more to the stack. But again, sometimes it's not possible. It's whatever amount of money that we can have to make it possible. But I remember when, buying an ounce of silver when I first started was under $19, and that was included with the premium. So those were the good days. Very good days indeed. You could get, I remember you could get 5 ounces of silver for $100. Those were the good days for sure. And of course, at the time it might have seemed a little high, but then you always would remember the times when in the 80s, for example, the all-time close high was close to $50 an ounce. So when you were paying $19 for an ounce, you're like, well, it has that potential to at one point get to that level or very close. This is another very pretty coin. One of my favorites, by the way. Very pretty. A lot of history. So, and also, in 2011, I remember that time when it got close to $50 for silver, and gold it had touched $2,000 an ounce. So, we've had our times when it had gone up. But, like I always say, for example, like this coin right here, I remember really liking this coin, and at the time it seemed like a high price, the Superman logo from Canada. It's a collectible coin, not just the bullion, but there's a collectible value to it. So I remember paying this amount right here, $24.95, and I thought, man, I could just go get it around for a lot cheaper. But I really like the coin. And looking back at now, some of the prices that it has hit, you're like, hey, that wasn't so bad. I would pay $24.95 right now in a heartbeat for an ounce of a collectible silver coin. That's a no-brainer. But at the moment you do not know what's going to happen. You're just in the hobby. You either like it, you're either for the collector part or the stacking of prepping, or for whatever reason it might be. But you're in that moment. But I always remember, like in the 80s, the all-time high in silver, I believe it has that potential. If it's right now, like $29 and some change, still has a high potential to go. So that's something I always take into consideration when I'm purchasing my precious metals. So at the time, it was something like, should I get it? Should I not get it? But it was definitely worth the buying, especially right now. I have surpassed that price. I cannot get that coin for $25, Another regret that I have is when I first started collecting, I remember Peace dollars and Morgan dollars were $14 to $15 each. And honestly, you guys cannot get a Peace dollar or Morgan. Even the common dates right now at the coin store are about $35. $35 each. That's a difference from $14 or $15. And at the time I was like, you were always debating. So that's another regret I have. I wish I would have bought more Morgan, especially Morgan. I like the Morgans more than the Peace, even though they're a beautiful coin, no doubt about it. But again, these are just some regrets we all have, or we've all wish we would have bought more of something. One of these coins could talk, all that history. Not bad shape. And another regret I have, guys, is I remember the opportunity that have had. These are some of my favorite coins, as you can see right here. The reales from Mexico, and of course they're from uh, South America, Central America as well. There was many areas where they were minted, but the main one was in the New Spain, which was Mexico. Mexico, by the way, Casa Moneda having the oldest mint. But these coins right here, guys, from the time of the colonial Spanish colonial times. And as you can see right here, the MO from Mexico City. And I wish I would have bought more of these coins. Right now, getting some of these coins, which are very, very collectible and very popular, they go for such a high premium. Like these reales, I have many of these and the older ones, but these you cannot get for this price anymore. $27.50. Yeah, you really can't even touch that unless you get really lucky. Somebody might try to liquidate, but you can't really touch those for that price. The cheapest I bought these have been for, I remember buying 2 of them at one of the coin stores, and I said, hey, will you take $40 for both? And he said, yeah, I'll take $40 for both. And right now, guys, those are easily 55, over $100 sometimes, if not a little bit more, to get any of these. So that's another regret I have. I wish I would have bought more, and I have had many opportunities back in the day of getting some for 35, you know, $32 in the $30 range and in excellent condition, especially some from 1783. I think they were from that one shipwreck in Louisiana. But either way, those are some of the regrets I have. I wish I would have bought more of these, because these now, in some of the auctions I see at the coin stores, people fight for these. And even going online on the online trusted bullion dealers, you can't touch one of these for under $100 easily. So I did very well with the ones I did get. You know, different sizes, and of course they came in different denominations. Like this one is it has a hole, which is so unfortunate. It's always heartbreaking. You're like, why? But I guess that was a cheap way of making a necklace back in the day. But they're still beautiful and they're still historical. And a lot of these, believe it or not, guys, these could be found in the United States. They were used as currency here in the States until 1857. We allowed it, and they were the ones that actually inspired our coins. You know, like these ones are the 8 reales or the piece of 8, and merchants would actually, you know, people would actually cut them in 8, you know, in 8 pieces to make change. And then also they could be cut into quarters, which is what led to the famous American, the 2 bits, which was for a $0.25. So there's a lot of history, even here in our country. So I do definitely wish I would have bought more of the reales. They're still very beautiful coins, very highly collectible, but now you're paying for the price. One of the lucky finds that I did get was this gold one right here from 1755, and just a beautiful coin. I'm very thankful for this one. The guys there at the coin store, they knew I love these coins, so they said, hey, we found this in the bottom of our safe. Would you like to purchase it? And they sold it for $99, because this is a new holder I put in. The other one just got a little old, because I actually carried this in my wallet for the longest time, guys. And this is not a very common coin. They go up for a decent price, but for under $100, you know, $99, I guess you could say $100, that was a very good buy. So one of my all-time favorites right here, for sure. And talking about gold, one of my other regrets to this day that I'm just like, oh, why did I not purchase it? But oh well, we all make our mistakes and we all have our regrets. The other one was a 1 gram of gold, a fine gold, little round. I don't know if you could call it a coin. It was a round. It was no sovereign nation that had made it. But many of you are familiar with the coin stores that they have these bidding boards where you have this board and you go up there with your number that you're assigned when you do like your name, your phone number and stuff, and they assign you a number. And it has a little bit of rules on there, like if it's under $10, it has to be a certain amount that you must go higher from the previous bid. And if at the end of every Saturday, or depending, some coin stores do it every 2 weeks, you would win with the highest bid. Well, either way, I remember I was there during the bidding time, which gets a little hectic, a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but it makes it more fun. There was this 1 gram of gold coin that had Elvis Presley, as everybody knows who Elvis Presley is. And on the other side, it had a little teddy bear, I guess, for one of his songs, "Love Me Tender," if I'm not mistaken. I'm not a big fan. Well, I'm not a fan of Elvis Presley, like some people would be, knowing all the songs. And of course, he's a legend in music. But anyway, I had the opportunity to get it. Even the coin store, one of the dealer guys said, "Hey, why don't you just bid on it?" I'm like, I don't know if I should bid or not. Either way, I had like 2 minutes to think about it. I hesitated and I never placed a bid. And as soon as I was going to get up, they rang the little bell. And I would have had a 1 gram of gold, highly collectible Elvis Presley for 30 some dollars. I think it was $32, $33. I'm not mistaken. Either way, I did not get it. And boy, to this day, it gets to me because, a gram of gold now to buy, you're looking at $90 to $100. And especially something so highly collectible as any merchandise with Elvis Presley on it would have been highly collectible, especially when you're talking about pure gold. So that's definitely something that I regret right there for sure. So if, like I always say, guys, if you have an opportunity to get something that's a good price, guys, I say go for it. Especially if you have the money to purchase it, definitely go for it. Don't hesitate. Windows of opportunities are only there. They're called windows because they're not there for long. It's either do you go for the opportunity or just stay there. So like I always say, go for the opportunities if you have the opportunity to purchase something, and enjoy the moment, enjoy the buying opportunity. Guys, please leave your comments. I would love to read some of your comments, especially the individuals that have been collecting for longer than I've even been alive. I would love to hear from you guys, some of your experiences or regrets on either buying or not buying. And honestly, leave a comment on, I'm sure you've had the opportunity to buy Peace dollars and Morgan dollars for a lot cheaper than I've had when I first started, of $14, $15. I'm sure some of you have had the opportunity to buy them for even way less, which I would be so interested in hearing about. So please leave your comments, guys. And like always, I enjoy reading them and commenting back. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you're all doing very well, and I will see you on the next one. You guys all take care, and happy stacking.